Good morning. We'll just wait a few more minutes before starting to allow everyone to join as we're jumping into this session. See the numbers rising. Still a few jumping in. Couple more seconds. Okay, we'll start. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for dialing in and welcome to today's webinar covering digital AP1 submissions using InfoTrack via Clio integration. My name is Lisa Summerton and I'm Head of Strategic Partnerships here at InfoTrack. I'm delighted to be joined by my colleague, Haifa, who will pick up the questions and answer session, Kelly Cutler, who will run through the AP1 changes and iTrack's platform offering, and Karen Pick from Clio, who will be joining us to give their views on the integration between InfoTrack and Clio and how this benefits law firms. A little bit of housekeeping before I hand you over to Kelly. I'd just like to draw your attention to the question and answer tab at the bottom of the screen. We'll be running a question and answer at the end of the session, so please do type any questions you might have into the question and answer box, and we will field those to the relevant person at the end of the session. If you could include your name too, that would be really helpful. In case we run out of time and don't manage to cover your question, we can then be sure to make sure we extract your information and follow up with you directly after the webinar. So a very brief overview from me before I pass you over to Kelly. As I'm sure you're all aware, in April 2021, the Land Registry took a giant leap to moving away from paper-based processes and launched the Electronic Digital Registration Service, or EDRS, as it's more commonly referred to, from November this year. The Land Registry will no longer accept scanned or PDF documents, copies of AP1s for changes to existing titles. Everything will need to go via the EDRS from November. The good news, InfoTrack already has a solution in place and has done for some time. An incredible number of applications have already gone through the service, and the results have shown that requisitions on basic errors are down 30%, and applications are processed and completed in half the time of an uploaded application. So this obviously means that law firms will save time and reduce their risk. Through InfoTrack and our integration with Clio, you'll be able to use our AP1 service, meaning no one needs to reinvent the wheel. The AP1 product, like all the other products within the InfoTrack software, integrates back into Clio. I'll now pass you over to Kelly, who will walk you through the recent changes and the great feature that is available to you.
Thanks very much, Lisa. So yeah, I'm Kelly Cutler. I'm Knowledge Manager here at InfoTrack. So I'm just going to give you a very quick overview of what the digital AP1 mandate is, and then we'll jump straight into InfoTrack's solution. I'm just going to quickly stop my video because I'm sure you'd rather see the presentation than my face. Give me just 1 second. Right. So you should have seen my screen. So we'll just quickly run through this PowerPoint. From November 2022, we will no longer accept scanned or PDF copies of AP1s for changes to existing titles using the Land Registry portal. So that's the statement direct from Land Registry. Actually, there's currently up to 80% of AP1 submissions involve uploading physical paper documents. So what are the changes? So currently we've got the electronic document registration service, which are basically those submissions are electronic applications, as I've said, known as the EDRS, which are a PDF or a scanned form. These are uploaded onto the system for it to be read and reviewed by a caseworker as part of a manual process. So the new digital registration service, otherwise known as the DRS, is when information is added in as data in predefined fields, and capturing it this way allows the system to read the data and check for any errors. So we're moving from the EDRS to the DRS. Just to give you some background on why the Land Registry is going digital, it's because of current manual process delays and costs. They're receiving high number of requisitions. high volume of support calls, long waits and poor service, lack of requisition management tool, and to protect the register's data integrity. So what does this mean for the industry? It means quicker processing times, digitalization of the process, online guidance for submissions, fewer errors and reduction in requisitions, and the opportunity for further innovation. So things a law firm need to consider. So the first thing is change management. So there will be change challenges. So we need to get ahead of the change and not get stuck in the backlog, because November's going to be here very quickly. You need to consider staff training catered to individuals and ongoing real-time support as well. And then from a productivity point of view, again, registrations will be digital only, so no more paper or PDF forms. You need to consider your software suitability, so your integrations, the CMS, and the ability to directly liaise with the caseworkers. And then from a compliance point of view, full audit trail and how to report to regulators, full firm visibility of all matters, including requisition management tool and key dates automation as well. So what are your solutions? The new digital process through the Land Registry DRS service, or to use a partner integrated through the business gateway like InfoTrack. So just to give you some stats on InfoTrack, we are Land Registry's key business partner and biggest user. We've been doing digital AP1 since 2016. We have 6 years of continuous software improvement. We've managed to reduce requisitions by up to 30%. And we do over 550,000 submissions a year. I think it's actually nearing on 600,000 now. And what do digital AP1s by InfoTrack look like? Well, you receive full guidance and expert support for every application. You have form flexibility, so we can do multiple forms in one application, like shared ownership staircasing matters. We're integrated with leading CMS as well as lender panels. We have one-page form pre-populated and linked to HMRC's STLT5 and electronically signed deeds. And you get our unique AP1 dashboard with application overview, auditing tools, requisitions and cancellations. And looking ahead, we're going to continue to invest in more experts for additional support, continue to expand our integration partners, add new lender management panels, and continue to reinvest back into the system. And that's just a testimonial by one of our long-standing clients who actually use both STLT and AP1 through InfoTrack. So now I'm going to move on to walking you through InfoTrack's end-to-end digital AP1 submission and management software. I'm just going to quickly switch my screens. Share. There we go. So AP1 can be found in the post-completion workflow. It naturally sitting behind the STLT, where we similarly integrate with the HMRC and allowing you to digitally submit your stamp duty returns. And actually using both these post-completion services allows you to submit these in under 5 minutes. As I've mentioned, InfoTrack released our AP1 product back in 2016, and we continue to work very closely with the Land Registry to develop the business gateway services across the Land Registry services. What you see here is our latest AP1 software, which has been built with the aim to make your post-completion process faster, more accurate, and reduce the potential for unnecessary requisitions. I'm going to click into our AP1 form, and you'll see that we have our smart interactive one-page form here. So like all InfoTrack products, your matter reference tells us about information already contained within your matter. So depending on whether you're accessing InfoTrack from your case management system or depending on the orders you've already placed with us, we can populate up to 90% of your AP1 for you. This is really important when it comes to reducing the time it takes to complete your AP1, removing the need to rekey information and reducing the potential for missed information. On this matter, I've already ordered a register and submitted my STLT returns. So as we work through the form, you'll be able to see how much information is already pre-populated for you. I'm just going to pop my matter in reference in here. go. And you'll also see that all required fields are asterisk, so you won't be able to submit your application with missing information. Registration type is our first required field. For Land Registry Portal customers, you should be used to selecting the registration type, but if you're unsure as to the registration type relevant to your application, you can head over to our FAQs for definitions, plus lots of other AP1's tips and tricks. Today, we're going to be running through a simple discharge, transfer and charge application affecting the whole of the title. So dealing is the relevant registration type. Our title number has already pre-populated over, but we are able to add on further titles, which you can do so here. And we'll also verify the titles for you, and it will show the address and it will show pending registration status as well, reducing the risk of cancellation of your application due to an invalid title. We've also pre-populated the local authority and the postcode, so now we can move on to selecting the priority applications we're looking to change the register with. You can simply select the drop down here to see the wide range of application types, easily identifiable with their form code and description. We also organise application into common forms and form bundles, making it quick and easy to select common applications like discharge, transfer and charge. And just like most forms, our AP1 form is about working left to right and top to bottom, reviewing the information from your file and documents and completing the relevant fields. We also integrate with our Sign It for Deeds product. So where your deeds have been electronically signed, on selecting yes, will automatically look for and upload your conveyancer certificate into supporting documents. If your deeds are not signed electronically, then you can simply upload them here and confirm their certification. For those of you that obviously you're integrated with your case management system, you'll be able to select files associated with that matter only. If you need to move the order in which your application types should be registered or removed from the title, you just need to simply drag and drop them. There's no limit on the number of applications you can submit in one AP1, and if you can't find an application that matches your deed, you can simply select AP1, change the register, upload your deed and proceed to the next section. As we move further down, we'll automatically calculate your lead application fee for you using the pre-populated consideration value from your SDLT submission, so there's no need to use a fee scale or a calculator. And as you'll see here as well, under supporting documents, we'll also automatically attach your SDLT5, reducing the risk of it being forgotten and a requisition being raised. Here in supporting documents, you'll be able to upload any supporting file like consent forms, power of attorneys, countersigned documents, and so on in one place. All along the right-hand side as well, you'll see we've added some handy guidance when completing the sections, plus tips to help reduce common requisitions. For new users that maybe start to submit without any prior knowledge of the paper AP1, these guides can really help users better understand the sections and the Land Registry's requirements. So now we're going to move on to party details. We've split here what traditionally was panel 13 into 3 manageable sections: applicants, proprietors and other parties. So as missing or incorrect information is a common cause of requisitions, we wanted to group information in a way where you can move through the sections consciously, ticking off the required fields from left to right without having to jump around the form or clicking through multiple pages. As you can see here, the majority of the work is done for us. So you've got the applicant's name, the lodging conveyancer already pre-populated. And we can also complete the applicant's role field because you've told us that you're lodging a transfer and charge. All that we need to do is simply enter the lender's details here. So when you start typing, it will obviously suggest the relative bank and it will populate their address for service too. We can also confirm our details as the lodging conveyancer, and if your firm's processes for support start to create the AP1s and then conveyancers lodge the application, you can simply select the lodging conveyancers from a list here, and you can update their contact details here if needed. Now we move on to the proprietors section. We call it this because we know that there is a transfer being lodged, and so a registered proprietor will be a transferor. As we've ordered the register on the matter, we're able to populate the proprietors' names here. We're also able to populate the conveyances details from the SDLT submission, and again associate the borrower roles for the discharge application and the transferor for the transfer. If there are any other parties within the application, which I knew how to stop them coming through. If there are any other parties within the application, they can be entered here. So if you've got power of attorney or anything, you can select the relevant party role under this section. So now as we move further down, in the associate applicants section, the task is similarly to review the application types and just basically check that everything looks right. Here we've got the two borrowers associated with the discharge, the transferee and the two transferors for the TR1, and the borrower and the lender for the new charge. You can complete the address for service for the applicants here by selecting the drop down, and under disclosable interests, we've defaulted this to no, just to speed up the time it takes to complete the form. Under LMS, we also integrate with LMS mortgage offers. So if you are on the LMS panel, you can link your application to your LMS case number and we'll automatically send them your submission receipt and then completion of registration details once your application is complete. So it's like what I like to call an integration within an integration. And our form is fully flexible. So if you have any information you need to put in here to the caseworker, you can add that into the notes section. We also integrate with our MRO1 lodgement software and we'll pre-populate the certification wording straight into the notes section for you here as well. Finally, here at the bottom of the form is where you can confirm the credentials used to submit the application. These should be stored in your InfoTrack settings, but on occasions where your land registry EDRS account changes, say you update your password, you can update them here as well. And you can also include any third-party recipient information here for all correspondence about the application. Simply select a colleague from the drop-down, and you can select other user and manually enter those details there. You can save and print, which will put it in a version that you're familiar with through the land registry, or you can submit straight to HMLR. So now I'm going to head over to our dashboard. Like most InfoTrack products, we have what I like to call a big brother overview of those core products. So if I head to the AP1 dashboard, you'll be able to view all your submissions. You can filter through those using the top band here saying requisition outstanding, requisition acknowledged, cancelled, etc. So you can filter through those. And you can also put them into CSV files so you can filter through all of those submissions. That's a nice little feature that we have. I'm just going to head to one where we've got requisition outstanding. So you've got the document that you've lodged through to the land registry. You can also check the day list for any pending registrations against that title. You can look at any related files and supporting documents that you sent across. And here you can, again, add in any additional recipients. And this is just for some tech information as well. If we go back to the dashboard, this is essentially like a WhatsApp style chat directly that's sent directly to the caseworker. We've got some handy little features such as you can add in any internal notes, so you can let a colleague know who's dealing with it. You can request further HMLR action, such as if you would like an update, select the reason for the update, and then that will be sent straight to land registry. And you can then directly respond to the requisition. This is a handy feature where we know obviously panel 13 is a real pain point, so spelling mistakes, the wrong party role may have been put in. So you can make those amendments here. So if the name's spelt wrong, it's Wayne David, you can make that amendment, and what it does is it will put it in a format down here that we know the land registry are going to accept, preventing further requisitions. You can add any additional parties, remove parties, and as I said, this is a you can free type into this box as well, straight to the caseworker. So anything you need to let them know of, you can put that there, and you can add any and upload any supporting documents as well and send that straight off. Again, as you'll notice, we've got FAQs as well, so that's just to give you that extra added support that you need. Along with the dashboard as well, you also have our calendar, which will allow you to view any AP1 cancellations and OS priority expiries that you've got. So it allows you to be super organised. So along with all of this, you also have our amazing help desk. They'll be able to help you through any application and any requisition that you receive as well. And they will usually answer in 3 rings, so you'll get a quick answer from them. So that's all from me. I'm now going to pass you over to Karen at Clio.
Thank you so much for that, Kelly. And hi, everybody. As Kelly and Lisa introduced, I am Karen from Clio. I am an onboarding specialist. So we would deal with customers who use InfoTrack as part of their integration with our Clio system. What I can say about the relationship between InfoTrack and Clio is that customers really value the fact that this relationship is an easy one. Customers do quite enjoy and also value the fact that they have more time, since InfoTrack does take a lot of time off their hands when it comes to admin, and the collaboration between the 2 systems works really, really well. So when it comes to expense tracking, when it comes to their e-filing, and also the changes with the AP1 form as well, I know that it is future-proofing for going forward to make sure that the customer experience as a whole is a much smoother and better one all around.
Thank you for that, Karen. We'll pass over to Hypha now for some questions and answers.
Thank you. Just one moment. I'm just gonna. So thank you to Kelly, Lisa, and Karen for your presentation. So I can see we've had a few questions from the audience. So these questions are for both Kelly or Lisa. How do I pay the registration fee?
Okay, so your registration fees are usually direct debited from your land registry account, and obviously that's linked to your EDRS credentials that are in the back end of InfoTrack.
Okay, thank you, Kelly. Can I cancel an application via InfoTrack?
Yes, you can cancel your application quickly and easily via that request action that I showed, the request action option that I showed you. You just follow the drop downs, and what we'll do is we'll pre-populate the application's land registry reference number for clarity as well.
Does everyone in my firm need EDRS credentials in order to lodge an AP1 via InfoTrack?
Not everyone needs credentials, no, it's only those acting as the lodging conveyancer.
Okay, and am I limited in the type of applications I can submit?
No, you can submit a whole host of applications. It's just as long as they correspond with your chosen registration type.
Okay, thank you, Kelly. That is all of the questions that we have. I would like to say a thank you to both Kelly, Lisa, and Karen for joining us today. I hope you all found this session helpful and informative. If you have any other questions about anything you've learned today, then please either contact us by telephone or using the contact number on the screen, email, or reach out to your account manager, who will be able to assist you. So this session is being recorded, and we will send you a copy so you can refer back to it. All that's left to say is thank you very much to everyone for joining us, and we hope you have a lovely rest of your day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you.